here's a funny, I can't even say it's an industry parties, whatever, but you ever watch those movies back in the day where, like, somebody be going to a party and it'd be a little like peephole, like, what's the password? And then you say, like, Amadeus 24, they close it and this big door opens. I used to roll with my boy D Prosper. I used to work with G-Unit and a whole bunch of different companies. He'd introduce me to J Dilla and a whole bunch of people. Shout out to D Prosper. But they used to always go to these parties, man. It'd be like these password parties. And, I was young and crazy. It's early 2000s. And I remember one time we was at this little bar or whatever, and they said, yeah, we going to such and such. And some ladies were next to us, and they were like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry not to be like eavesdropping. We heard y'all say y'all was going to the party. What's the password today? So he like whispered the password, and it was like super top secret. He was like, yeah, the password is such and such. And he was like, oh, okay, thank you. He's like, hope to see you there, whatever. We're walking under a bridge in Manhattan, and I'm like, where is a bridge at in Manhattan? Like, that should just show you how thrown off I was. And we go down, like, we're in this dark alley. We walk into this place. It's super quiet, and here's this door. They open the door and they say, what's the password? And D Prosper says, whatever. Fellatio or something, whatever. And then they do close the door, and when he opened it, it was like a giant stadium sound system. I mean, as soon as he opened it, it was like, boom, boom, boom. He's like, welcome to Primus, or whatever, like, and it was like, yo, how the heck is, and it was like, we went downstairs, and it was like this like neon lit up thing, and the Catwoman lady who butchered her face in surgeries was sitting down there drinking like mojitos and stuff. And it was like the who's who crowd of like, it was like, yo, where is this? Like, this is them vampire movies that they talk about where 3 o'clock in the morning, you got like some password and go 4 flights down and go to some parties. And it was probably like about 2 weeks of that. We would like go on to these different parties where throw some little password, and each time was a different place. Each time was like some little secret spot. And the crazy thing is you couldn't hear nothing from outside. And it was probably just like some like steel door between that. But I ain't much of a party dude, but I remember those some crazy parties, and I was sitting here looking like, them vampire movies I used to be watching, this is it right here, man. So that stuff does exist. Just gotta know what the password is. I do know, what's my man and what's my big time DJ from London back in the day who used to break a lot of records? Tall white boy, Giles Peterson. Exactly. I met Giles Peterson for the first time. He was down there spinning at one of those crazy vampire parties. And I remember, so D Prosper brought me up to him. And at that point I had a song called Couldn't Hear Me, and Giles was playing it. So it was pretty cool to know he knew who I was. But I was probably so freaked out at the party that was just a little blur of the joint. But yeah, Giles Peterson was the one that was down there spinning one of those like vampire parties I went to. If I'm pretty sure Giles wasn't playing hip hop. I'm pretty sure Giles wasn't playing hip hop. He was playing some worldly mashup music. I do remember that. Put it that way. I didn't know the songs, but it was like some mashup with some stuff. I mean, the whole thing was just crazy. The lighting was crazy. The people looked crazy, and just how to even get here was just crazy. So, I don't remember much of it, but I do remember it was crazy. And I do remember meeting him. That was for the first time I met him.